Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of my ARK Survival Let's Play series. I am Madtown213 as always. Today I'm going to bring you guys along on me actually showing you building for my mating and taming pens out here on this little peninsula. Um, Pretty much up to this point, I've just been building on my own and then sharing with you guys the updates. But I thought I would give it a go and actually show you guys as I build and see if that is enjoyable for anyone and if that's something you guys want to see more of in the future. It's usually very time consuming and kind of monotonous and boring, but I figured I would go through it. This is going to be nice because it's going to be a lot of planning and breaking things down and building them again and so forth and so on. So what I'm working on first is this outer wall. So what I do, as I've done on this most of my outer walls, is I will build a single layer that will run the height that I want all the way across. So, and then what I'll do is I'll build stone ceilings or floors on top of the pillar and delete the thatch underneath so you don't see the pillars poking through. And then that way it also allows me to build walls all the way down with no other flooring or anything else. I can just go all the way to the ground as far as they'll go. So that's what I'm going to do here out on this little peninsula thing and start planning out and building those. I do have plenty of materials ready to go that I've already farmed, or that should at least get us through this first part. If I need to make it a two-parter, I can. So right now I've got 62 stone ceilings, 31 walls, and those are mostly just for spacing issues. I've also got 6 dinosaur gateways, because these are mostly going to be for the smaller animals out here, so I won't need a behemoth gate this time around. I do have several made if need be. I have 60, 75 wooden pillars, a ton of thatch, and a couple thatch roofs to continue the wall, and I can make those actually as we go, but they're very heavy. So I like to just make them as I need them. Right now I can make 2 more, and wood isn't hard to come by. I do have some wood broken down. So what we're going to do is continue the build that I've started so far. So first thing you want to do is get a starting point. Now when I did this whole area here, everything was attached and spaced evenly. So eventually if I wanted to reconnect everything, it would, and it's all spaced properly. I did delete that behemoth gate that was right here, so I could get this all built first and then put the behemoth gate in last. So I've got this started here. As you can see, the pillars are poking through the top of the thatch, which is exactly what I want all the way across. And then I will lay stone on top of them. So we'll just continue here building um, the pillars and wall all the way down. And it landed here. Beautiful. So we'll get this all the way across, and then once I get the outer wall done, then we can start spacing the uh, inner pens. And I'll need to grab an anvil of different types to make sure that the sizing fits. And I did move all of my creatures are here except for my Rexes and Spinos. And I think I'm going to actually take you guys along that journey because it's most likely going to be pretty dangerous. There's a Giga and an Alpha Rex between me and the other base. And with that many um, Rexes and Spinos, I'm not concerned about taking them. The Giga frightens me a little bit, so I may have to do some recon to check that out ahead of time. But that's definitely going to be an episode of doing the Great Migration with those guys. And all my other dinos I just dumped down on the beach or in a giant pile. If I remember, I'll show you guys that before um, this episode's over. But we'll go ahead and land. So this is pretty much all I do is build up high and then just land the Quetzal and go down low. The other guys on the server have been very busy with breeding. They're not going as grand scale on the building as I am, so they've already kind of got their little areas hatched out and they're starting uh, breeding already. I think we've got, with the 3 Quetzals that are mine, 2 males and a female, they have now enough to get started on breeding. So I think I have 3, and I believe DuLaz has bred like 4 or 5 more. So everybody's got one, at least one. I don't have any of the bred ones. I just have the ones I've tamed in the wild, and that's, I think, what I'm going to continue to do. And another episode, I will show you how to, once you have a Quetzal and a platform saddle, you can solo tame Quetzals, and I'll show you guys how that's done as well. I built a super perfect little cage on my female. I actually named her, shit. I actually named her Nicole Cage because I knew she was going to have a cage on her, and it's an ode to Nicolas Cage. So it is her ARK sister, or his ARK sister. Um, so we got her. She was relatively low level, but the only female that we caught from the wild. So she was the most important part of us getting more Quetzals. We've been flying around nonstop, and I haven't found any more wild Quetzals to tame. But when I do, um, I'm going to be getting more because that's kind of I want to tame. Right now, we don't have any really high level ones, so I want to tame to get higher levels because you can't breed a whole lot higher than you already have, and the ones he's breeding now would just keep getting lower and lower. So um, yeah, we need some better breeding stock. So I'll be working on that with my cool Quetzal cage that I have going on. You gonna drop? No? All right. So once I do, I'm only gonna go just a little bit, and then I'll kind of show you guys how I finish this off. So there's not too much repetitive building, but that's kind of why I haven't done videos of this yet, because it can get a bit, I don't know, just kind of grindy and boring and same thing over and over again. So let's build some more thatch roofs. How many can I get now? 7. And I do have more pillars on Quincy. So as soon as we get some of these going here. And we'll just keep going all the way down until we have a nice outer wall that we'll be able to walk on. And that should do it for pillars from here. So as you can see, it's pretty simple, just a bunch of pillars all attached by thatch foundations, and then you just put stone over the top of them. The best way that I've found to do it is to make sure you have to do the whole outer perimeter in thatch and pillars and make sure they're all attached at some point, level, shape, or form. The heights don't matter because you'll end up redoing the heights, and you only need 1 or 2 pillars just to keep everything connected. So for example, like over here. So I wanted to keep this wall going, but I wanted to also save on materials because this is just the outline. So I dropped it down a level every single chance that I get. And same over here, you can see when I go, oh, I deleted this because oh, here we go. So I go out, and the second that I can go down a level, I do. So over here, went down. I suppose I could have went down here, but I did the same thing here. So that's just to outline what your plans are. And then you'll end up deleting a lot of the thatch, which doesn't matter because it's very cheap anyways. So that is what I've found to be the most efficient way to make sure your buildings work the first time. Because as everyone knows, ARK doesn't always encourage uh, that type of building. So I can go ahead and delete some of these now for some extra wood, if it would let me. Oop, oh well. I know where I'm going to be going anyways, so so that'll go over. I will leave these pillars here just so I know where to take the turn and to make sure that they all stay connected. Come on now. And then I'll give you guys, I did get the crafting area done. Now the new update come out and they pushed back the Oviraptor again. So we don't have that to show you guys. And the reason I want to get this going ASAP, as far as my mating and taming pens, is because the compy is going to be easy. I don't have to worry about that. But I'm running low on creatures, so I want to start getting some really high level stuff done, and I don't have any place to do that. So this is of utmost importance. I did get all of my base, like crafting and most of the cooking area and stuff done, so I'll share that as well. And I just figured since I've gotten that part done and all my dinos moved over, it's time to focus on this. The outer wall. Okay, so see this. Now this should let me go down one, but it doesn't. Oh, there we go. So sometimes you just have to kind of dance around until it fits. A little bit of a pain in the ass, but it is what it is. You have to learn to adapt. All right, so that one should be connected. Now, the way you can tell, obviously, if these are actually embedded far enough in the ground is just see if it extends. If that was pink and said no foundation, then you still have to go down another one. Sometimes on some mountainous terrain, it can get a bit tricky to tell when you're finally in the ground, where it'll carry weight. So the best way to do that is just to check up here. Yep, so that one's good. All right, so we're almost to the edge. So I'm going to leave that monotonous part, and I'll just show you guys. This next part's just as monotonous, but I will show you how I do the next part here. So what we do is I like to start on the edge that I started on with thatch and wood. So what I'll do is I'll pull up close enough here, because I'm going to need to get up there. All right, so this should be good here. And hopefully it will allow me to build. So I need to get those stone walls, or stone ceilings, I mean. And we'll just take half of those for now. And put those down here. Get rid of this. All right. So you can start anywhere you want. What I will do is start here. So we'll just lay that there. Okay, so that's our starting point. Now, before you go any further, you will want to delete that thatch ceiling from underneath because it's going to be hard to get to. So that one's gone. Everything else stayed up because it's on pillars. So now you can go ahead and delete this one and just continue. Oh, there we go, stone. So got that one. And then you'll always want to delete the thatch before you place so you don't have to come back and do it afterwards because it's a lot harder to do it after the fact because you're going to have to be underneath it. And if you're at a height like this, that's inconvenient. It's a lot more moving and it seems like it would take more time. Actually, I know it would take more time. So I just kind of do it as I go. And then, so now you can see all of these will be connected, but my pillars won't show through. So this is going to be the top of my castle wall where we will be able to walk along. There'll be lights up here, all sorts of cool stuff. So, and this wall doesn't need to be very tall. I think the reason I planned it this height is so it's going to be 2 or 3 tall out there, which is all I need to keep in like Rexes and any of the taller creatures, and to make sure I'm far enough away from raptors and things like that when I'm trying to tame. Carnos might have to come. So the only place I am gonna have a. Oh, where do you go? Okay, I am gonna have a behemoth gate pen, and that's gonna be right here at this deepest part that goes all the way down there, and that is for Spinos, Mammoths, Rexes, or Spinos, Mammoths, Paracers if I ever want one, which I doubt I would. Gigas you kind of have to do in the wild, so it wouldn't be for them. So that kind of stuff for mating. So I'll be able to put 2 Spinos in there and get them to mate so they won't move around. I do know about the whistle trick as well, but it's just nice to have these pens in case you just want to put them in and leave them for a short amount of time, depending on your server settings. Maybe the mating is vanilla, which would still take a little while, so you could put them in there and go get a few small things done, and instead of sitting around just whistling the whole time. So I do try to stay busy and multitask while I'm doing stuff. So that would be one reason that I will have that pen. Plus, it'll be nice just to have a Behemoth Gate pen for any of the larger creatures. I don't know what the plans are. I mean, from what they've released, it sounds like the Giga is going to be the largest creature in the game as far as a predator. Burano is still pretty much the biggest, I think, height-wise. So I don't know what they're going to plan. I mean, from the dossiers they've revealed, the Bronto is still going to be the biggest. So we'll have to see about that. So it's just, yeah, wash, rinse, and repeat over and over and over again. And then I do have some walls to show you guys kind of how that's going to work as well. So the reason I have to get rid of the thatch, so some of you may be asking, like, why don't you just leave the thatch since you're building over it? And I will show you why. Is because the thatch ceilings like this show through the stone walls when you put them up, and it makes it look not clean and kind of ugly actually. So that's why I'm replacing the thatch with the stone, so you don't see, it just looks very clean like a real kind of castle wall. So on this last one that I can probably reach, I will put when I start doing walls here in a second, I will show you, I will leave the thatch and show you why you should get rid of it. So this is the process that I've done all the way around. All that whole giant arc wall that I have over there, this is what I did. Got everything at the same height, put a bunch of pillars in, and then just walked down it, deleting the thatch and putting in the stone in its place in the height above it. So if you want to make a nice, clean, long, large wall, this would be the best way that I've seen or learned so far. Now, if somebody else has a better way or more efficient way to do this with less materials, I would be more than happy to listen. Because I love building, I do a lot of it, and ooh, I'm out of ceilings. Shit. Alright, okay, that's fine. So let's go and get Quincy. Looks like he's trying to escape, and I'm not going to let you. So we'll go ahead and grab some of these walls. And why am I encumbered? Okay. So let me make a thatch roof here. And then I do have a ton of stone already farmed, so let me fly up there And I'm gonna make one more ceiling quick. Stone ceiling. Oh, while I'm up here, I might as well show you guys the progress. So I got this all done. I think I did show that. Oh, now that I'm thinking about it, I did show that in another update. So, yeah, so the castle wall is done. This part is at least. And those little tiny one-offs out there is where my plant species X's are going to go. So, little gatehouses. I still got this yet to finish, but that is not a priority as of right now because it's gated off. It keeps things out. As far as the finishing aesthetic touches, I will be doing that later. Pretty much, maybe I'll do that on a full sweep of the whole place. So, oh, my brother Josh got a 120 Dodicarus, perfect tame with kibble, beast mode. So we have that now. So I've borrowed it from him to bring over here and use and help level up because I need so much stone that it's probably best that it is over here for now. It'll just get a lot of levels, and I'll make sure it gets plenty of work. So, sorry I have to do this even though I'm ultra OCD and everything needs to be in order. Okay, we're good. Alright, so now I'm going to lay this thatch one down first to reconnect where it was before. And then I'm going to put a stone on top, and then I'm going to build the walls to show you guys the difference between leaving thatch and taking it out. And why, in my opinion, it's actually a pretty big deal. So once we get over here, all I have to do is connect the single wall. And I think I can do that from the ground, so I shouldn't need Quincy to get up there. So I'll kind of pull him away. But as you can see, it doesn't take that long. I mean, this whole process right here was, well, I mean, the thatch and pillars do take a little bit, especially if you're doing it solo, because you have to, be up and then be down and then be up and then be down. So that's kind of, can I do it from here? Probably not. All right, so I do have to grab him real quick to lay the stone. So we'll just get him a little closer, and that should be good. All right, perfect. So I'll just lay this stone. Get out of you. Move your face. That's not gonna work. All right. Move your big beak. Okay. So once I get his dumb ass out of the way, all right. Once you come over here. Okay, so now we have two versions. We have the single stone, which is the way I like, and then we have the thatch layout with stone above it. So put these walls down and I'll show you. So regular wise, stone, boom. Looks good, right? That's how it's supposed to be. Next one down, thatch with another one. So you see how that thatch is sticking through? Now it's not too bad on this one, but on some of them it can get really bad. But you can see that thatch stick through, and I don't like that at all. So that's why I do things this way. So I will build a little bit more and I'll bring you guys back once this outer wall is done and you guys can go with me to see how I'm going to plan out the sizes of the pens themselves. So thanks so much for joining me and we'll see you guys next episode. Thanks.